It's a hot takes
Yo, we're doing
episode.
a hot take episode. And somebody wrote in and just said they want a hot take on men. Hot take on open relationships.
Barbie movie.
69.
It's a bit much. I'm going to say that.
I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
I feel attacked by it.
Okay, this is a mystery. This is a fucking mystery that I've never heard addressed. And I've been thinking about it for years. Hey, welcome back. We're your best friends, Caroline and Jess, and we're doing a good episode today. Sometimes you tune into these episodes and they are bad, but this one's gonna be good. How's it going, Jess?
It's good. I think it's healthy that we own that. It's like, you can't tell me that it's a bad episode if I already said it's a bad episode. That's the energy.
Yes. That's everything about my personality, I think, is why I'm so, I don't know why I learned this so young, but that my MO was always to lean into all the worst things you could say about me. Like, lead with that and no one's going to beat you down. Like,
Totally.
I already said it. Come up with your own insult.
You're not creative. Yeah, I'm already 10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like a carpenter that builds stairs. That's a quote from The Office. I had to. How are you today? A little hot
I'm
stuff with
good.
highlight on your nose.
Shush, you're not supposed to know that it's highlight on my nose. I did, guys. I put highlighter on the tip of my nose, and I often don't know where to put highlighter. Sometimes I put highlighter on my nose and it makes my nose wider or longer. Like, it looks like it's dripping. Like, if you put it too near the bottom, it looks like my nose is dripping. I was watching back one of my YouTube videos once where I thought I'd nailed it with a highlighter, and I was like, why is my nose dripping like that? Like, it looked like it was
Too
sliding
low.
too low. I thought I did a better job today, and then Jess was immediately like, "Do you have highlighter on?" Which makes me feel like I didn't do it right. Like, I don't think you should know. I don't
I
think you
know,
should
but
know.
I so disagree just because I'm a person that notices those things, because nobody naturally has a glowing dot on the tip of their nose. Like, it's just not what skin looks like. So obviously I knew, and I'm like big into makeup and stuff. So I
Yeah.
knew, but I think it's really well placed. Like, I'm looking at it, jealous that I don't have it on mine.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious.
I think your glowing dot is well placed. I'm going to rub it off. Okay. Speaking of makeup, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
For you, as someone who knows about beauty, and honestly,
Thank
for
you.
all this, I think we've accrued an audience of scientists for the most part here.
It does seem
Fellow
that way.
scientists.
Somebody commented on our recent YouTube video and was like, I too am a doctor. And I was like, are they actually a doctor, or are they like the doctor that we are?
This is the thing people don't know about being a doctor, is that it really is just, all you have to do is announce it. You say it 3 times. It's kind of like, what is it, Beetlejuice?
Yeah, like walk in a circle.
I mix those two up. Yeah. You just say it 3 times and then you're a doctor. I was kind of annoyed that you keep telling people that we're not doctors. Speak for yourself.
I did sense that you were peeved about that. Yeah, it's my bad. I'll speak for myself. We do always try to say for me from my perspective. We try to really not speak for each other. That was my bad. I'll thank you for catching me.
Well, thank you for apologizing. From my perspective, I feel like a doctor and my feeling is valid. And at the same time, my lawyer continues to tell me that I can't keep saying that joke. So I'm actually not a doctor. But I do have a question for you and all the other scientists out there. Okay, this is a mystery. This is a fucking mystery that I've never heard addressed. And I've been thinking about it for years. And I've been angry about it for years.
Okay.
You know, if you're ever reading the instructions, the directions on a facial product, so it's on lots of facial products. Could be a moisturizer, could be a fucking serum, could be a balm. I just bought a balm, and listen, I like to read the instructions and then immediately forget them and do, use it however I feel like. But I bought this balm and I was reading the instructions yesterday. I literally had to write this down. Quote, this is on products all the time. Quote, massage balm into skin with gentle upward and outward circular motions.
They did one too many.
Okay. What is the deal with this science? Are you telling me that this moisturizer won't work if I rub it downward and inward in the shape of a square. What are you saying? This stuff, I then I started going through all the products in my medicine cabinet, and I pulled like the first 5 I pulled out all said this, like they had like circular clockwise directions. Never use this in a counterclockwise directions. They are putting this on facial product instructions all the time like it's science. Right. What is the I have a theory about why they're doing this, but you're a doctor, so I want to hear from you.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. It's funny because I was just thinking this week about a different aspect of instructions that are always on skincare products, which is the apply to clean skin piece, but we'll get to that. When it comes to this motion, so I'll tell you, okay.
Upward and outward. Don't ever fucking rub downward and inward.
Well, the reason for that is because upward motions apparently are better for like not dragging your skin down, not creating wrinkles.
This is bullshit.
Upward is always the direction.
Wrinkles are made by muscular repetitive movement and living on an earth that has gravity.
Right. But to avoid gravity, we push up all day long. That
does not eliminate gravity.
I don't know. I guess it could take longer for gravity to hit. I'm constantly rolling up. I have rollers, ice rollers, and I'm sure
it doesn't hurt, but it is literally not helping.
That's fair, but it makes you feel like you're doing something good for yourself, which I think is a lot of the point of these products. The other thing I'll say is that potentially, and I'm not sure, but potentially the circular motions actually do activate something in the product. Like sometimes certain products, they'll say to warm it up in your hands before you apply it.
Some you do have to activate, but can't I activate it as in an oval?
It could be an oval.
Couldn't it be an oval or like a rounded triangle?
Yeah, it could be. You're telling
me I can't do this in a square. You're telling me I can't activate in a square?
No, it's a really good point. And I also think the third thing from my side is like, I think they just want to make you feel like they're giving you the secrets.
An experience. Yes,
an experience and the secrets. They're bulking up the instructions to make it feel special. Mm-hmm.
They're bulking it up. It's like, here, this isn't just a glass of water. This is a liquid experience that you're going to gulp in a downward and smooth-wise direction. And it's
Does
like,
this LaCroix have instructions on it? It's not just a glass of water.
Probably. I do actually think so. I think they give you the instructions to bulk up the experience.
Yeah, I totally think that's what it is.
Instead of just like smush your face into this bottle.
So when it comes to the clean face part of the instructions, I always get tripped up because pretty much every product says apply to a clean face. But if I already applied my serum, then I'm not applying to a clean face anymore. I'm applying to the face that already has the serum on it. Like,
right.
It's just,
I never thought about
quite
that.
Difficult. Yeah. I know what they mean because I watch videos that teach me about like the steps you're supposed to follow.
Well, that's what I've spent a good amount of time Googling what's the order of operations for serum, moisturizer. I don't know what the other shit is. Yeah. Order of operations. And you get like you get differing opinions from, I don't know, it's all
subjective.
Yeah.
Speaking of skincare, I got a facial this morning, which is why I look like a greasy egg right now.
Oh,
and
you don't look like a greasy egg.
Thank you. I feel like a greasy egg, so maybe that's my feelings are valid.
There's something about your aura that's like a little yolk-ish, but
a little yolk-ish, right? Yeah. Plenty of protein, good for you. Maybe a little higher in cholesterol, but like you'll eat it. Like that's how I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah, at my facial this morning, I guess it was like the first day that they launched doing dermaplaning as part of their facials. So dermaplaning is when they
First of all, let me tell you. No. Let me tell you what dermaplaning is.
Okay.
Dermaplaning is just shaving your face.
Correct.
It is just shaving. It is just women shaving their face. It is
Correct.
not something different than shaving your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's all
Correct.
it is. That we use
They
a different
charge
tool.
you.
It is a razor shaving your face, y'all. Y'all just at home shaving your face and calling it something different.
It is what it is. So I have those scalpels that you can buy, and like sometimes I'll just shave certain parts of my face with it, and it is just
Yeah.
shaving your face. And I do it at home, and it's like I don't do it every day, but I do it occasionally if like I feel like a region is getting a little too peach fuzzy or something. Because the other thing it does is it does help exfoliate like dead skin cells with the hair that it removes. The same way that when you shave your legs, like it exfoliates. So anyway, they were offering dermaplaning, and I was like, you know what? I've never gotten this professionally done. It's the first day they're doing it, and they're running a promotion, so it's like free with my facial. Like, sure, just add it on. I'm going to a wedding this weekend. I want to look like today I look like an egg, but tomorrow I'll look like a fresh born baby, and that's what I want. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we can add the dermaplaning, whatever. So I'm getting the facial, and for some reason they started with the dermaplaning, and immediately I was like, you're opening up my pores by cutting my face with a scalpel, and then you're going to do all the rest of the skincare
Does that
in the
open your
next
pores?
45 minutes of this facial. Yeah, it can. It like scratches the surface of your skin. You know what I mean?
But that opens your pores?
I don't think it's going to open every single pore, but like it does open your pores. Yeah, it does.
I guess it at the very least it removes hair and it's allowing more access for things.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like opening the hair follicles maybe, or like, cutting the top of, I don't know how it works. I'm just saying. And she confirmed it. Like she said after doing the dermaplaning, like, okay, I'm going to apply this mask, but tell me if it tingles, because we did just open your pores a little bit when we dermaplaned.
Okay.
And sure enough, the mask did tingle. And I was like, let's not burn off my skin right now. And she had to like take it off and put a more soothing mask on, whatever. At the end of the day, I think my skin looks good and the facial turned out well. But I was just shocked that it was their first day running this promotion. And she was like using me as a guinea pig and being like, yeah, we're not sure
that
we should do the dermaplaning at this point in the facial. And I was like, I am not a doctor, but I do watch YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that you shouldn't be doing the dermaplaning before the masking. Wow. And she just went ahead and did it anyway. I guess that's why it was free. I don't know. I'm a little bit stressed that I'm going to wake up tomorrow with some pimples.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you got to update us on that. That is just a bad feeling when you go in any situation where you have to you have a little bit of blind faith in whether it's like a doctor or they're doing something to your face or your body or like, I guess anything kind of medically related. And they do something to like put a little blip in your blind faith. That is a bad feeling.
Totally. And it's like, I don't know. You read reviews online for places and you're like, I'm paying them $100, like between the cost being kind of high and the fact that people have reviewed it. And I've been there for massages and I've liked them before, but I've never done facials there. So between all those things that you just are supposed to like go in and expose yourself to whatever's on the other side of that door. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy thing that we do, but I will continue to do it.
Dude, can I tell you one of the most, it was actually kind of a disturbing experience. I don't know if I'll be able to capture this correctly, but I, a couple times a year, I'll go and do micro needling, which is like your face is pricked with like a million tiny needles. And the point is that it injures your skin. They're tiny wounds. Your face is covered in tiny wounds.
Yeah.
And then the way your body reacts to a wound is it creates collagen. That's like what a scar is. A scar is collagen built up. Not in a pretty way, but if you do it in this like mapped out strategic way, you build collagen in your face. It's just like it kind of renews your skin. It's you get a nice little glow to your skin, basically. Okay. And I do this different kind of micro needling. It's called with radio frequency. There's like a laser involved, whatever. It's like it's improved my skin. I had bad acne as a kid, etc. And I went to this place. I've done it like a ton of times. And I went to this place where it's always like these nurses and whatever med spa people doing it. And then And then this guy came out this one time I went, and he was a doctor, I guess. And he had never seen him there before. It was always like all women. I was very comfortable there. And in the middle of this like routine thing I do a couple times a year, RF microneedling, he just was like, hey, I want to offer you a new procedure that we're going to try out. I'd really like you to try the microneedling with PRP, which is they extract your blood, like, and use the
Ah.
platelets and inject the blood into your face.
Oh,
It like helps with healing and whatever. It is a thing. It is
I've
a
seen that.
thing. It
Yeah.
is a thing. Yeah, I'd heard of it. So it wasn't out of the blue, but he was like, we've never combined it before in this med spa with this procedure, and I want to offer it to you for free and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, interesting. Like, I don't know anything about, like, I was in the chair, I was in like the patient's chair, and he starts setting everything up, and he just like thrust a phone into my hands to watch a YouTube video of like some doctor describing the benefits of it. And he went on, and he was like, I felt so pressured to do it.
Hmm.
It was so inappropriate. And he was really pressuring me to make the split second decision. And then he was like, oh, it's going to be free. And like, it just made me feel like a guinea pig. I was like, why is this guy doing it? It was a really weird dynamic. And he was pressuring me. He left the room at some point, and I had to ask one of the nurses who I like was more comfortable with. I was like, who is this guy? And they were like, that's the owner. He like owned the whole med spa. I'd never seen him before. So I was like, okay. And and I like could not speak up for myself. I just get paralyzed something. I have a
Hmm.
hard time speaking up for myself in certain situations. And he went through the procedure. They're like extracting blood into all these tubes, and like he's making me watch this YouTube video, and he's just monologuing at me. And then he started monologuing at me about how he like works part-time at this hospital somewhere, and he's probably watched more people die than any other doctor on earth. And it was like he was
What?
saying the creepiest things I've ever heard in my life. It was like he was trying to creep me out while pressuring me to do this like alternative procedure on my face that he wasn't even going to charge me for. It was like the whole thing was such a bad scenario. It ended up being fine. I did do it, which was completely the wrong decision. I just felt so like paralyzed and trapped, and I like couldn't make the decision. He was just pushing everything forward without giving me a moment to think about it, and I like couldn't
Yeah.
open my mouth. I totally responded the wrong way, and luckily everything turned out okay, but it was one of the creepiest experiences of my life. I don't know, it was, did I explain that correctly? It was
Yeah, you
really
did.
weird. It
Yeah,
was
you
really
did.
weird.
I mean, it made me think of so many stories I have that are similar, not necessarily in a med spa setting or even with like a doctor, but just, I don't know, with like men in general telling you that
Ugh.
something is like that you should do something, and not having a second to think about it. I feel like there's two
Yes.
examples recently. Like one of them, I told this story on my last Jess Thoughts solo episode where, or maybe I didn't tell the full story. I alluded to this story where I was in Greece with my cousin, and we went to a beach club that was like, as soon as we walked in, I felt so anxious. I just felt like something weird is happening here or is going to happen here. I shouldn't be here. I don't feel comfortable. But I was trying to go through the motions of it and like get more comfortable because it's supposed to be fun. And the guys there who ran the club and like the bouncer and stuff, they're these like huge, big Grecian men. And we're like these two small American women. And they were trying to pressure us to get like the most expensive bottles and get this table. And my cousin was kind of going with it because she's more into that stuff than me. She has a lot more money than me and was like down to blow her money on it. And I was like getting more and more anxious by the second. And I actually was
Yeah,
so proud of myself because in the past, in a situation like that, I would have just gone with the flow, stuck it out, like put a smile on my face, probably gotten drunk and forgotten about the whole thing. But my gut was telling me, like, don't do that this time. And I literally
good for
snapped at
you.
one of these guys at some point and was like, can you give us a moment?
Good
And he
for
was like, oh,
you.
and I was like, we're going to talk about this alone and I'll let you know when we're ready to make a decision. And he
Yeah,
like, I totally was firm and like harsh and
good for
cold with him
you.
and glared at him and he walked away. I was able to
Ooh,
like talk to my cousin about what we were doing. Oh, that reminds
the
me
way
of
the
your
way you
story.
I was gonna say the way you did that right now like gave me chills. That was
Oh,
good.
I can
I would be
have
so scared. Yeah, I
I
would be
can
so
have a
scared.
look. We actually used to
Yeah.
call it, my mom and I have the same eyes. Like I look a lot like her and
Yeah.
my eyes are hers, and she has a look that like if she gives it to you, you are
Ooh, baby
fucked.
girl. Yeah.
And I do it a lot less frequently than she does it, but I have the ability to give the same look should I
Yeah.
need to turn that on. So I
Stressed.
definitely did it. But what that
What
reminded me of is what
story?
you texted me about with the guy with the weights at the gym,
Okay.
standing
All
up
right.
to big dudes.
Okay, all right. I have to thank the kooks for this. So if you listen to the last episode, I realized that I always assume people listen to the episodes chronologically or sequentially, but I think people be hip hopping around. So if you didn't, last episode I talked about being at the gym, someone really what's it called? Had some bad gym etiquette, left all the metal plates on one of the weight machines, which is like a big no-no. You're supposed to load, unload. It's like gym etiquette. Um, and it's kind of like not flushing the toilet. Like it's like you're
Yeah.
to flush it. Now I have to flush it for you. Okay. And it was like 600 pounds of weights they left on there. I cannot move that. And as soon as I tried to, I pulled my back. Um,
The worst.
I was super pissed. Why I can't hear myself right now. There's something that's weird.
Oh, did your
Okay,
AirPods disconnect?
hold on. It just stopped. Hold on. Wait, can you talk for a second?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, Abby. It stopped recording for a second. But
I'm at 25:22, Abby. Okay.
yeah. Okay, now we're back and synced up. So I went back to the gym the other day, looked at the hack squat machine. It was loaded up with weights again. Nobody was on it. Oh no, a dude was on it. I don't know if it's the same dude. I think all the dudes are doing this at our gym. And I wanted to use the hack squat machine and I was watching him finishing up his reps. And of course, as soon as he was done, he left them all on there. And I didn't want to go. I have a hard time speaking up. It's not my impulse to speak up. But I literally was like, if I don't do, I thought of the podcast. I thought of the kooks. And I was like, if I don't do this for them, they don't deserve to listen to me talk. Like
Mm.
owe them, I owe them. Like, what kind of example can I be? Not that I'm an example, but maybe I could be.
On
And
little things, maybe gym
on
etiquette.
little
Sure,
little baby things, yeah.
we'll let you have it for the little
Standing
things.
up for myself. Oh, and I knew I was in the right. So I followed this guy over to his next machine. He went over to the cable machines and he like started doing his reps. Like I got to him like one rep in and he finished his whole set. I was standing like 2 feet away from him trying to talk to him, obviously. And he like ignored me to finish his whole set. Dude, you only did one rep. You can pause.
Annoying.
So annoying. And then immediately looked up to me and I was like, I was so nice. I was like, hi, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I was going to use a hack squat machine after you. Would you mind taking the weights off? I can't lift all that weight. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. And just like, kind of stomped over there. Like he knew he did it right away, but it was embarrassing for
He
him. I
shouldn't
was
have had
very
to be
nice.
prompted.
No,
Yeah.
he fucking knew. He knew he was in the wrong. So
Yeah.
he went and did it. And, I tried to be nice. I was like, I'm sorry. Last time I tried to do it, I pulled my back. I shouldn't even have said that. But then I like
Well,
went and
maybe
busied
that'll make
myself.
him take it serious, like not do it in the future.
Stupid
And then if
fuck.
he starts, it's probably, I don't know, maybe if he starts, you're starting a movement. If he starts removing the
I'm
weights after he's
starting
done,
a
everyone
movement.
else, all the other guys will start doing it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that that even happens, but good for you.
It does feel good. It's one of those things I talk a lot about, or I have talked a lot about, like exposing yourself to rejection. That's one thing I've worked on a lot, is like running headforth into rejection when it arises as a possibility in your future, like
Mm.
not to stray away from it, to be like, okay, I'm gonna hit this rejection and I'm gonna watch myself survive it. And then it does become less scary. And I think I need to do that with speaking up about things more. I'm better at it than I used to be, but I really have to think about it for a while before I'm able to do it, which I think is pretty common with, especially with a lot of women. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you want to do some hot takes?
Let's do it. It's a hot takes
Yo, we're doing
episode.
a hot take episode and I'm feeling
Fiery.
feeling feeling kooky, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we each chose, we asked you guys to submit hot takes on Instagram. And I think people have just been sending them to us in general ever since we did our first hot takes episode a few weeks ago. So we collected our faves. Caroline has some, and I don't know what she chose. I have some. She doesn't know what I chose. Let's just go one by one. Do you want to throw one out there?
Sure. Yeah, I'm stoked, bro. I got some opinions, it turns out.
No one would have thought.
No
Just
one
because you're not
knew.
speaking up doesn't
Yeah,
mean you don't have those thoughts.
I'm ready to put my own livelihood in peril with sharing some opinions right now. We'll start
Okay.
with some softballs though. We'll start with some softballs. Somebody wrote in their hot take. They want a hot take on 69 honest
Hmm.
thoughts. They wrote 69 honest thoughts. Yeah, I'll give you my honest thoughts. So I feel about a 69 the same way I feel about performing a plank at the gym because it is precisely the same position. Do I enjoy it? No, I do not. Can I relax? No, I fucking cannot. Am I waiting till it's done? Yes, I am. However, sometimes we do things for our loved ones that we don't like. And I will say recently, I have discovered um a a huge improvement on the 69, which is like both of you lay on your sides. It's like the
Yeah.
same setup. It's the same setup, but you both lay on your side. So nobody's fucking planking.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I 69 on bottom? That would be preferable. You do the fucking plank.
That's such a good point.
But doing it on the side, I enjoy it way more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would agree.
Everybody's on their side.
Okay. Um, yeah, I feel the
Just
same.
it's just dudes. It's just dudes who are into 69s.
This is what I think it is. I don't even think it's dudes. I think it's and sorry to dudes who like it, but and women, sorry to anyone who likes it. This is a
No, I'm
generalization.
not apologizing to women. I'm not apologizing to women. You're
Okay, fair enough.
liars. I don't apologize to women.
You're not apologizing to women. I'm not apologizing to men.
Excellent.
I feel like 69 is one of those things that you hear about like when you
Yeah.
aren't having sex or are like early in your sexual awakening and you think it's like the kinkiest like epitome of sex and that
Oh,
everybody
please.
wants it. And then you
Please.
finally do it and you're like, that was not that enjoyable, distracting, difficult to maintain for a long period of time. Like,
Plank is a
this is
plank.
super overrated.
I
So yeah,
I
I think once you get older, I think people age out of the idea of
I don't
69 being
know.
great. Not everyone, but a lot of people do.
I feel like I've consistently met a lot of men who
Really?
are, I think it's one of those things where like sometimes something turns you on because it actually physically feels really good. And there's plenty of things we do in sex that just like the idea is fun. And that's still a legitimate turn on. If you're like, oh, just the idea, the setup makes you feel good. Like,
Yeah.
I think it does that more so. It seems to do that more so for a lot of guys, which like, great, fine. But like, I'm doing you a favor. I am doing you
It's
a
just kind
favor.
of like we can't go one at a time. Like you really can't go a few minutes not receiving pleasure yourself. You must be getting it both ways. I obviously like I know that that's not actually what's happening for most, but yeah, I think it's overrated. What I will
Why
say is
couldn't I
that
just read a book? You can eat me out and I will read during
I
this
would love to
time.
just binge watch some television while it's fine.
Why do I have to labor right now? You can
I
do what you
let
need
me
to do.
enjoy. Yeah, that is my preference. I do think
Do you
69
want to
jokes
do you want to just
are not
plank
overrated.
together? Why don't we both just plank at the same time? Does that
Let's
feel
go
good
to
to
the
you?
gym and then when
Just
we come back,
if we
you can
both
take
come
care
at
of
the gym,
me.
yeah. If someone doesn't come at the gym, then we can 69.
Yeah, that's I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good segue into one of the ones that I chose because I was going to bring up 69. Where is it? Um Oh, okay, a few people wrote in about air conditioning, really fucking random, but of course I honed in on it.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Okay.
So somebody said ideal AC temp, and what I will say is that 69 jokes are not overrated, and 69 is the superior AC temperature,
That's
and
true. That's
that's
true.
my platform. In the car, in the house, if the AC is on, it's at 69.
That's
Period.
true. That's true. I will say at night. At night, that's true. But you're
I
wrong
like
about
it
the
cold at
day.
night.
You're wrong about the day. I cannot get warm in my house during the day. Sometimes I put the heat on in the summer. Like it's something, it is chilly, but at night I get so hot. So I do like the 69 at night, but not from a boy.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I leave it off most of the time during the day unless it's like really unbearably hot outside, but at night I'm putting on the AC, I'm getting bundled, and
Yeah.
that's where it is.
Okay, yeah.
So that's just an answer. That's not even a hot take, it's just an answer
It's just a
to a
scientific
reasonable
answer.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a scientific factual answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one I pulled, somebody wrote in and they just said fedoras. And let me say first of all, y'all really took the instructions correctly. You're delivering these correct way and very
Yes.
neutral. Fedoras. I can't believe that I hadn't spoken about fedoras
You
before.
have.
Have I? Have
Because we
I?
talked about Jason Mraz.
Oh god.
Do you remember?
That's right. Okay, a fedora to me, one of the top icks. It's not even an ick. We would never be speaking. I would never be seen speaking to you.
We won't meet.
This is so much more offensive to me than a v-neck. A v-neck, it's like if I could still begrudgingly fall in love with someone who wears like v-neck black t-shirts. And like see, I've seen past a lot of things. I date for personality. And
You're so you're so righteous.
I'm fucking enlightened. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys are familiar, but a fedora, no, I will go out of my way to publicly humiliate you.
Yeah, I mean, a fedora says something about you. You know, like a
Yeah.
black V-neck tee, it's like, okay, you chose that. Maybe somebody got it for you. Maybe you saw another dude wearing it. It's not that uncommon. I personally don't have a problem with the V-necks, but I know that you do.
Oh my god.
That's just like a choice that anybody could make. A fedora is a specific choice that only a certain swath of society would ever go down that path. And I don't think we need to cross paths. That's what
I
I'd
don't think
say.
we do either. I'll say this about fedoras. Um, I used to tag along with our friend Sheila, who's a really talented swing dancer, and she like teaches swing dancing and she does competitive swing dancing, and she started in high school. I would tag along with her. That's how I spent a lot of my Friday nights. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool. And it was cool, but the crowd at swing dancing in fact is not that cool, and every single fucker there had a fedora on.
Yeah,
Or some kind
100%.
of period piece, 3-piece suit. Then dressed like everyone was dressed like they could reasonably be cast in Newsies at
Totally, with
any
like an
moment.
ascot. Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I remember I would go to that occasionally too. And I really didn't like going. Like
I did not like
I
it either. I
I
did not like it
loved
either.
seeing Sheila dance. Like she really, really is talented. And how happy it made her was a really cool thing. Like she was so enlightened
Because
at
she came
such a
alive.
young
She
age to
she
have a
came
fucking
alive.
cool hobby like that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I play piano sometimes because my mom made me take lessons. Like she actually wanted to go swing dancing and went and made it a part of her life. So that was cool. But whenever I'd go, I was just so uncomfortable. And maybe if there were less fedoras in the room, I would have
Less
felt safer.
fedoras. Safer or hornier?
Yeah, a little bit of both, probably. Either way, it would
I
have made me stay longer.
either way I would have. I remember this one specific conversation. What's going on with my hair right now? I gotta fix this hair. I remember having specifically this conversation with Sheila, where at some point I got upset. Like I was pretty popular with the boys as a child, as a young girl.
As
I
a
was popular
child.
as a child, honestly, as a child. And as a young lady, I was popular with the boys. But when we went to swing dancing, no one would ask me to dance. And I was like, Sheila, this is fucking bullcrap. Why won't anyone ask me to dance? And she was like, look at how you stand. She was like, look at you. And I would stand in the corner with my arms crossed
Mm,
because I hated the scene so much. And she was like, no one's gonna ask you to dance if you stand like that.
that's a good lesson to
She was
learn.
like, you're always scowling.
That's a good lesson to learn. I feel like I have friends now who
Yeah.
will go out and all they want is to meet a guy or get hit on or something. And I'm like, you are looking at your phone, like
You
swiping
look
on Tinder.
miserable. Yeah.
You're not talking to your friends. You're not having a good time. Like, who do you think is going to come up and start talking to you? It's exactly like
Yeah.
that is a prevalent uh I don't know, just like thing that happens. And I'm so surprised that people don't have that level of self-awareness. It's one thing when you're 17. It's another thing now. But if you feel that way, people in the audience, check yourself. Like, are you open and having a good time and seeming
I mean,
positive and approachable?
yeah,
That's a real thing.
I'm not open or approachable.
And that's okay
I don't
too.
think. Yeah, but I also
As,
don't want to talk to
as
people,
long as
so
you know it. Yeah.
yeah,
Right
so I
now, the way
pass.
you've pushed your hair makes it look like
Shut
you have an
up.
undercut.
Shut up. I can't fix my hair. I can't
It was
fix my
good at the beginning.
Yeah, something happened. Hold on. Let's pause. Let's pause. This is so dumb. I cannot stand my hair. I cannot stand anything.
I think
Okay.
it's looking really soft and touchable. Okay.
Shush, you egg.
I
Next.
can't stop complimenting you. I won't stop. Okay.
Next time. I got a good one coming up next.
Oh, you want to go?
No, you go.
Okay. My next one is this is going to be a little bit of an anti-hot take. Somebody sent in birthday month and another person sent in Barbie movie. And those things are separate, but I have a hot take that's going to bring them together. So I guess the first one is like people who treat their birthday like it's the whole month and they're like, oh, birthday month. And then the second one, Barbie movie, everybody wants a hot take on that. Here's how I feel about these types of things. If it makes you fucking happy, then do it. And I know that that's not, it's like the opposite of hot takes. It's me like giving permission to things that might annoy me. But I feel like my birthday is a time that I come alive. Going to the Barbie movie was a time that I came alive. I wore all pink. I got my pink manicure. I was just like, this is like Spirit Week. Like both of
Yeah.
those occasions is like Spirit Week in high school when you like finally got to have fun amongst a sea of exams and stress. And if those are the things we need in adult life to like make it fun again, then fucking send it. So I don't know. There's a lot of critics of the Barbie movie and there's plenty of things you could criticize about it. But to me, I'm like, it was fun. It made me dress in pink. That's my hot take. Let it
I
happen.
do. I love it. Yeah. Fucking
And that's the
applause.
same thing with birthday month. If that's your vibe, I mean, don't make everyone like freaking spend all their money on you and time on you and whatever all month. But if you're just saying it and having your vibes and having your fun, do it. There's not that many things that we get to enjoy anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even know birthday month was a thing. I just had my birthday. I was just thinking how crazy it is that some people do birthday week. Like that's
Mm.
already crazy to me. Um, but do it. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine
Well, what's crazy about it? Give me the
doing it.
other side.
Um,
Or like, why would you never think of it that way?
because I'm not condemning it. It's just like I just assume that no one has time for me and like everyone's really busy with their life. And you're going to be like you everyone like we all have like several friends and we have to give like most of our PTO to like celebrating each of their week long, month long birthdays. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think anyone who expects that, that's the wrong end of
I know.
birthday
It just
month.
as it is.
Yeah. But I
I
feel
don't
like
actually, yeah, I don't think I actually know anyone. I don't think I've ever been a part of someone's birthday week or birthday month. Like I know you, but we live in different cities, so I'm not really ever a part of it. So I haven't really experienced the reality of
I feel like when I do birthday month or birthday week,
it.
really what it is just like an excuse for me to buy more stuff for myself that month. Like if
Yeah,
I want that thing that I saw on Amazon, I'm just going to place the freaking order.
cosign.
Um, it also makes it possible for friends who maybe aren't available on my actual birthday to let's get dinner the following week. It's birthday week. It's birthday
Love
month. So
cosign.
it's not like everybody has to be along for my birthday ride for the whole time. It's more just like I get to be on the ride the whole time and you can come and go as you please. I'm going to be treating myself. If you'd like to join in, you're more than welcome.
You're such a fucking icon. And I think it really works with you because your brand is already like, I'm cute. I'm going to tell you I'm cute and you're going to agree. And so it's
Thank
like
you for
more this,
saying that's my
it's more
brand.
the same. Yeah, that is your brand. It works. I think if I did it, people would ask me to stop. I don't think people would
Okay.
like it. I don't think it would be pleasant.
That's funny. And I can't disagree now that you put it that way, but I don't know why.
Because it would
What?
be a month of me being like, do you guys like me? Does everyone hate me? Let's get dinner. You know what I mean? And then like the whole dinner would be me being like, are you guys having a good time? Like,
So it takes a certain level of like security with your friends. I don't know.
yeah. All right, let's move
Fair
on.
enough. You said your next one's really good.
Yeah, this one's hot. I feel a little sick to my stomach. People are
Oh,
not going to like this. People are not going to
shit.
like this. Okay, somebody wrote in and just said that they want a hot take on open relationships.
Wow.
And
That's
baby
big.
boy, I can deliver. And I am not going to say what's popular. And I'm not going to say what people like. And I'm going to remind you this is an opinion based on personal experience, and you don't have to agree. I, first and foremost, don't give a fuck who you fuck or when you fuck or what you do. I don't care how people have relationships. I don't care what their beliefs are. I will be responsible for my own and mind my own fucking business. I truly don't care what you do. And from what I've experienced in conversations with the people who I have known in person who were in different forms of an open relationship, I personally have never encountered a couple in an open relationship where both people were equally into the idea. I have only ever encountered it where like someone is really into it and someone feels like they kind of have to do it to keep the relationship going, or somebody is really into it and somebody is there doing it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's not a full conclusive study, doesn't mean it can't work. Also let me say, met plenty of monogamous relationships that also fucking suck. So
Correct.
it's
Correct.
not a condemnation of the idea. I just have never encountered one where it seemed like both people were genuinely happy and fulfilled. I don't feel that I've met the couples where it's easy to see that both people
Mm-hmm.
are actually into it and enjoying it and like feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
Observation
saying
of things you've
what
seen.
I've observed. Yeah. And so you can write into me and tell me that you're very happy in your open relationship and like, okay, I believe you. I'm not
Right.
telling anyone to not do it. Maybe I'm completely wrong and it will make you happy. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying this
Well,
has been the way I've experienced it from people.
yeah. I feel like there's like a step back that I would want to take when talking about this, which is like, when and how did the open relationship start? Because I think there's a big difference between two people consensually from the beginning being on the same page and deciding that they wanted to have an open relationship or be poly,
Mm,
um, versus people who have been in a monogamous relationship for a few years and then decide at some point to make it open. And oftentimes in that
yeah.
situation, I have seen that happen where one person wants to do that, the other person doesn't really want to, but wants to keep their partner and keep them happy. And so they'll go along with it. And then that can be complicated. So I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of the key of these types of like alternative relationship dynamics and relationship setups is really, they always say, I mean, communication is like the number one thing, but being on the same page from the beginning, I think is really important. Like if somebody's getting into something thinking that it's going to be a monogamous relationship and then at some point the other person switches up on them, to have to respond to that, it's like a lose, would often feel like a lose-lose of like, okay,
Totally.
well,
Totally.
if
It's an ultimatum, basically,
yeah,
at that point.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think if that's what you're talking about, then I can see a lot of holes in that. That doesn't mean it never works, but I can totally see a lot of holes and I have seen that. But I have also seen the flip side of people who um like are polyamorous and operate in a way where they make that known from the beginning. They only date and hook up with and partner with people who know that about them, are on the same page and so on. And that's not something that I'm going to do and not something that I want in my life, but if that works for you and you're being upfront and like on the same page with your partners, then I can't I can't hate on it at all. You know, like I'm sure that could be
No, I
positive.
have I have no intention to hate on it. Do whatever the fuck you
Yeah.
want. Obviously, I don't know I don't have the answers. I don't know how to have a relationship. Yeah, I don't know. And also, this is something that I can understand. If me saying like what I've observed in my limited experience is offensive to you because you're in a polyamorous relationship and you're super happy, I understand why that would be upsetting. Yeah, I feel you. I haven't encountered it. I have not encountered it. And if it exists out there and you feel slighted, then I understand why you would feel that way.
Yeah, I feel like the other thing I want to say, so one of my best friends is in a polyamorous relationship that's like working out well for them and their partner. And it does align more with kind of like what I said previously of making that known from the start, making sure the partner is on the same page. I almost wonder, like this is part of the reason I saw that hot take submission. And I wondered what exactly this listener was DMing in about. Like, is there a difference? And I don't know because I'm not part of this community, but is there a difference between an open relationship and a polyamorous relationship?
I
Like,
feel like there is, but I
I
also
think there
don't
might be.
actually know enough. Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to be careful about the terminology too, because I do have people who I know and respect and who it's working out for well, who are polyamorous. But I think opening up a relationship that maybe wasn't open prior, or like where there's an imbalance of what each person wants, is could definitely be a danger zone. So yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
it's a very like touchy subject to traverse into, but I think it's interesting and I like that somebody asked about it. I just want to make sure that we like cover the full spectrum of what that could look like because I don't want it to get misconstrued. All right. This one was funny because why? But also I feel strongly about it.
Okay.
Cooked fruit.
I did not see that one.
I
Okay.
chose we can definitely see like what Caroline chose versus what I chose. I'm like, oh yeah, AC temperature cooked fruit. Let's keep it light. Um, I hate cooked fruit. I think it's stupid.
Wait,
I
like you're
like a
like a
like a compote.
pie, like a pie or a compote.
Okay. So I like pie, but I will say I'm pretty picky about the type of pie.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, the fuck is a compote? That's
it's like when you cook fruit on the stovetop and like put it over
like a
a
drizz.
waffle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah,
if the
don't need
chunks
it.
of fruit are still in it, like you cooked a
Yeah.
bunch of strawberries and just poured that on top, I don't want that. Like, give me
Yeah.
fresh strawberries or put berries in a pie, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, don't just give me cooked fruit on top of something.
Are you speaking specifically to compotes right now? I think you need to be more inclusive of other hot fruits.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I very much saw the words cooked fruit and was like, if somebody fucking serves me a compote, I'm going to be mad. And so I do need to broaden my horizon here.
I feel like you're pretty close-minded, open-minded to relationships, but pretty close-minded about different hot fruit temperatures.
Okay, so what else should I be considering besides pie? I'm down for pie. I like pie.
Like a stuffed peach. You can cook peaches in the oven and stuff them with a crumble.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's like a hot peach.
Stuff.
Yeah, hot peach. Scoop out the middle, serve it with a little
I
crumble in
probably
there.
like that. I do like grilled peaches. Okay.
Yeah.
I like grilled pineapples. Okay. I think for me, it depends on the type of fruit, probably.
Yeah,
And
don't
the
maybe
setup.
don't get it gelatinous, basically, is what you're saying.
Right. I
Don't be
think when,
getting gelatinous.
if we're like trying to extend the life of some fruit that's already rotten by cooking it and being like, now it's not bad to eat. Like, that's a lot of times when people make a compote, it's because the strawberries are going bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm all for no food waste, but that's disgusting. Like I don't want I'm just this is
Yeah.
I will not stand for compotes and that's
Not
my
for
party line.
compotes.
Not
Not
for
for
compotes.
compotes. Wow, that's controversial. You're gonna get canceled for that one. What I
Thank
said was
you.
fine. What I said was fine, but
It
you're in
was
trouble
compared to this, please.
compared to this. Oh, the compote lobby is up in arms.
Um I don't do you like cooked fruit? Do you like compotes? Like where are you at?
No, now that you describe a compote in that way, I don't like it. No, I don't like a compote. No, I was especially picturing like peaches and there's chunks of peaches in the compote. Like they really want you, they like really left some of the chunks in there intentionally. I don't like that.
Yeah, I just don't like chunks of fruit in it could be cold chunks like
Yeah, I don't like a marmalade for that reason either. Give me jam, bitch. Give me a
I don't like when
jam.
yogurt has the chunks of fruit at the bottom.
Yeah, why
So
did you fucking lazy fucks finish mixing it?
right. I'll add my own fresh cold fruit on top if I want to, but like I
Yeah,
don't need
you don't need
that
to give me
pre-packaged.
fucking raspberry sediment at the bottom of this yogurt.
It is sediment. Ugh. Peasants. Peasant food.
Okay.
Cool. That's it.
Can we
That's
think of
that
any
one.
more hot? Can we think of any more hot fruits?
Hot takes, hot fruits. Yeah.
What's
Okay.
another
Well,
hot
I
fruit?
talked
Tell me
about
right now.
grilled fruit, which I do like.
Another hot fruit.
I'm trying to think about if bananas are ever hot. Doesn't sound like something I want.
That sounds bad. No.
There's probably heating that happens to make banana baby food. Like it's heated,
Oh,
but then it's served cold.
like wait, is it hot in a banana's foster? Like a
Oh yeah, when
banana
they put the flame.
flambe. I
Yeah.
don't hate it. I don't just like that, but it's never a gelatin. It's never a goo.
Yeah, I think if it's crunchy, okay, this is maybe where I'm landing.
This is the
If
delineation.
if there's like a char on it, a little bit of crunch, a little bit of grill mark, I'm down. If it's just like totally mushy and gelatinous, I'm not down.
Yeah,
That rule even applies to cold fruit. Like I like
yeah.
my fruit just under ripe or like on the earliest day of being ripe.
Ooh.
Berries, bananas, whatever, because I do not want it to be mushy. I want it to be crisp. I want it to be crunchy. I want it to be cold. Like that's the way fruit should be eaten.
My girl Ashley told me the other day, and I think about this like once a day now, that she only eats green bananas.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more likely to eat a greener banana than I am to eat like a spotty, almost brown banana. I
False.
want to be closer to that side of the spectrum, but I'm not eating them
A
green. It's just
green banana, only green
yeah,
bananas.
no. There's like a 2-day window when bananas are
Dude,
the
yeah.
right ripeness for me, and therefore I rarely buy them because I usually
Oh,
won't get to them in
it's
that
too fine the
window and then they're
line.
wasted. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as she said that, I was like, okay, sexual deviant. I read somewhere that if you have a connected earlobe, you know they have or attached and detached earlobes. If you have an
Okay.
attached earlobe, it means you're a sexual. It's no, it doesn't mean this, but it is. There's a high correlation with sexual deviancy.
I'm just trying to think what defines sexual deviancy.
We don't know what it means. I think it just means you're a bad boy.
You're a bad boy with a bad ear.
You're a bad boy. You got bad ears, dog. Go look at your ears in the mirror right now. I know you are. Okay, next. What do I want to do now? Do we want sweet? Somebody wrote in and just what said they want a hot take on men. I say keep them.
Yeah, let's keep them.
I like them. I fucking love men.
I love like some of them for sure.
I like that they're around. Yeah, I like that they're around.
I
I don't
like
want to
that
get
they're
rid of
around.
them. I like that they're around.
I like that they're around. I like to see them and say hi. We'll keep doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I say
Hot
keep them.
take.
I'm for men. I
Yeah.
have a pro men position.
Yeah, it wouldn't be not for men. This episode's not going to be called Not for Men. It won't be called
No,
that.
ever. No, I love men. I
What's the
love
hot
women
take we
too.
could ever give there? Just yeah, I
Uh,
guess to say keep them is kind of a hot take.
yeah, I think they're just trying to provoke me,
Okay, yeah, you
which
can't.
I appreciate. Somebody else wrote in also trying to provoke me, and they said quesadillas in the microwave.
That provokes you.
It actually doesn't. I thought that would be the one that you chose. You have a lot of you're
Oh,
drawn to most of the food
the
ones,
food ones.
which is
I
why I was
mean,
not surprised when you picked the hot fruit.
listen,
Quesadillas in the microwave.
they're gonna be better on the stovetop, but like, am I above a microwave quesadilla? No, I'm not above
Oh,
shit.
making it for the first time in the microwave. I was thinking about reheating it in the microwave.
Oh
Making it in
no,
the
making
microwave.
it.
Making it
Tortilla, cheese, tortilla,
microwave.
microwave. Maybe you're putting other stuff in there, but that's the basic. That's like
Oh,
when
I've never
I
done
was
that.
in high school and wanted a late night snack at my parents' house while I was studying, I would go down and make a microwave quesadilla that's just like it's not good, but it's not bad either. There's like a nostalgic, like very
It seems like
simple element to it.
It seems like it misses. It does like the bear. Talk about an MVP. That's like an MVP quesadilla. It's hot cheese inside of bread, but it's missing some other key factors to make it really good.
Exactly. It's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
call that
better
that's a
on the
minimum
stove.
viable product of quesadilla.
Yeah, it's not a hot take, it's
Okay,
just an MVP.
it's an
Um,
MVP.
I have one
Okay.
here,
Mm-hmm.
peeing in the shower.
Yeah, do it all the time.
I've never done it.
What?
And I'm not saying that I'm better, but
But I'm not saying that I'm worse.
no, actually, I've actively tried to, and I can't get myself to do it. I also am
Oh,
incapable of peeing in the ocean. Like, I can't pee not on a
it's really
toilet.
hard. It's really hard for me to pee in the ocean. I will. Um, and I pee in the shower all the time, but only if somebody else isn't in there.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that seems baseline to me that you're only doing that in your alone showers.
I thought that was impressive. I thought you were
You're
gonna
doing something for society that way.
okay. I was recently in a pool with a bunch of my friends, and
I was
they, yeah,
there.
you were there. You were the friend. And somebody, were you there for the conversation where somebody was like, "What percentage of the population do you think is peeing in pools?" And I was like, adults peeing in an adult pool." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, like less than 4%." And somebody was like, "I think it's like closer to 60." And I
Wait,
gasped.
was that
Did
based
you
on
hear
something
this?
or that was just their
No,
guess?
it
Okay.
wasn't. I mean, I assume it's based on how often they're peeing in pools, but I was like, oh my God, I have never even thought about it. But it's true, like people don't be going to the bathroom quite frequently enough when we're at the pool. I don't see them walking to the bathroom quite enough.
Wow. I mean, I didn't go to the bathroom once while I was at that pool party. However, I didn't need to. Like I would have gone if I needed to,
Just
trust, you know?
reabsorbed it into the
I was
system.
just dehydrated. Yeah, so I wasn't going. But
Mm.
that's crazy to think. I would have guessed a really low percentage. Like, obviously, kids are doing it,
I
and
mean, this is
obviously,
it's
people are doing it in the ocean, but in a pool, couldn't you, like, I feel like if you're near anybody, which in a pool, you're gonna be near people
I
because it's
know.
not that
Also,
big.
what if it comes out of color? Have you ever taken like cranberry pills or like something for UTI
Yeah.
prevention? You pee red, motherfucker. I'm not risking to pee in a pool.
No. And even if it doesn't come out of color, I feel like it's probably warm.
It's never even occurred to me.
It does not
It's never
occur to
even
me.
occurred to me. Then you're gonna swim right. You can't swim that far away from it. It's not like you're in the ocean.
I can't
But
believe
everyone,
someone guessed 60.
it was
Like,
no, it was a big conversation. First of all, yeah, this is not a statistic. We don't know if it's true, but it was disturbing to me how like everyone in the conversation was like, oh yeah, it's not 4%. They're like, it's way higher. So it's like, first of all y'all peeing in this pool, obviously.
right.
But
Or they just,
Everyone seemed to agree.
that's crazy.
I
I
know.
guess they just it could be that they're peeing in the pool or that they know people who are peeing in the pool or that they just have like a much lower trust in humanity, but you have a pretty low trust in
I
humanity,
was gonna
so
say I wouldn't say that I trust humanity.
right.
That's
I don't
crazy to
know. I
me.
don't know what to make of that. Peeing in the
Okay.
shower, it's fine. I just won't be doing it cuz I physically can't. Don't do it when your partner's there. That
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Okay. What else do I want to do? Ooh. Okay, here's a fun one. No, it's not fun. It's sad. Somebody wrote in and said being someone's option number two or having someone as option number two. So
Yeah,
I
good
mean,
one.
I assume they mean like being in a relationship and kind of keeping someone on the back burner to some degree, or someone's keeping you. First of all, being someone's number two, is that a hot take? Like, does anybody like that? I don't think anyone likes that. But I will say, yeah, don't not for me, I guess is my opinion, not for me. Um, and having someone as option number two, I think is shady as fuck.
Yeah.
Like quietly keeping someone on the back burner, I think is shady as fuck. And if that's the honest situation that you find yourself in, I think you're probably not with the right person or you're not ready to be in a relationship. That's
Mhm.
not how I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I think it's very normal to like we're human people with blood and feelings, and it's normal to continue to be attracted to people throughout your life. Like that will
Yeah.
factually happen to everyone. You know, it's not that you'll never be attracted to people again. Um, but this, it's something different to be like keeping someone as option number two on the back burner. That kind of makes me feel like you're like slowly, you're
Mm-hmm.
flaming. Wait, what's the fucking phrase? You're fanning the flames. You're fanning the wow. You're fanning the flames a little bit over the years. You're keeping it going a little bit.
Yeah,
You're making sure it's still alive. You're thinking about it a lot. Like you have more control than that over your thoughts. Like that's like it's almost like emotional cheating, but just in your head or something. I don't like that. No, I think
totally.
that's shady as fuck. I think that's shady as fuck.
And it's also not only in your head, because if you're keeping the flames alive at all over there, then like presumably you're saying something, doing something, leading on something with this
Having
option number two
someone
person. Like I do
option
think
number two.
depending on what exactly is going on, it could like broach into emotional cheating. But I do feel like a lot of people do this. A lot of people who like
Wow.
are
Children? Young
are
people?
adult people like
Wow.
who just like walk around the same earth and
How do you
end up
know? These
even
are
getting married to and
where
having kids. Like people who are real do this.
where are you getting this from? Is it from people who've told you that they are keeping a number two? Or like how do you hear about
I don't
this?
think people talk about it, but it's the type of thing where somebody a relationship ends and then they get into a new one very quickly with somebody that they already knew.
Who's been around? You kind of mentioned this with your ex,
Well,
right?
my ex did that for sure.
Yeah.
And I know I have a lot of friends who have exes who did the same. I have a lot of friends, not close friends, but people in my network, people I know of who have done that, like jumped from relationship to relationship. You always have to wonder when it goes so quickly from one to the next, like what was going on in the
Oh,
background.
totally. Oh, no, no, no. That's suspect as hell.
Yeah,
Suspect
and
as hell. What? Yeah,
it
no.
happens all the time, and I feel like the person who wrote in this DM about the hot takes was
Mm-hmm.
just like being naming it, calling it what it is, which I respect,
Yeah.
whether they're doing
Yeah.
it or they know somebody who's doing it, they're calling it what it is. A lot of people are not calling it what it is, but like deep down, that is what they're doing.
This is what I'm saying is like, are people not feeling guilt out here? Like, I don't care. Say I had a say it I was saving an option number two in the back burner and no one ever found out and no one ever knew because it's just in my head and it never, my partner never found out and it's just in my head. I would be plagued by the guilt. Aren't you able to feel that that's fucking shitty whether anyone ever finds out? That
Totally.
feels fucking shitty. You want to live and be that person who's doing
Plenty
that?
of people live feeling shitty though, you know,
That
like
I
that
don't
is
think
what
they
stops.
do. I don't think they're feeling shitty if they do that. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Is like this doesn't make you feel shitty. You're
that's
feeling good.
interesting.
You're feeling good knowing what? That's
Yeah,
weird.
that would be a really interesting thing to dig into with like people who have done this before. Like, were you ridden with guilt, but you just and if so, then like what was keeping you
Not
doing this
enough.
thing?
Clearly not enough.
Clearly not enough. And then or were you just like feeling like a fucking powerful narcissist? I can do whatever I want.
Well,
Like it could be either.
I would guess a lot of it's out of fear, actually, for a lot of people. Like a lot of insecure, selfish actions are motivated by fear. Most of them are probably
Yeah,
where
insecurity.
you're afraid of being left. You're afraid of being alone. Like, and if that's the thing, it's very relatable feeling. Like nobody wants to be abandoned. Nobody wants to feel betrayed. Nobody wants to I don't know, most people don't want to be alone. But just have a little faith that I really do feel like I don't know, you commit to the thing you're in, you give it your all. That doesn't mean it's gonna work out. That doesn't mean someone won't leave you. But have a little faith that like if somebody leaves you, you're gonna survive it. Like it'll be sad, but then you'll survive it. Like that's the deal. You will
Yeah.
literally survive it. You'll be okay. Yeah. Don't
That was
sabotage
compassionate.
it. Yeah, don't sabotage it by reserving some kind of private emotion for somebody else. I don't know.
That is what you're doing. You're basically
It's
predicting the
sabotaging it.
future. Like you're setting yourself up for what's inevitably going to happen. And also entering, like let's say that does happen. Current partner, current relationship ends. Good thing you had backup on the horizon, so you jump right into that.
So you
I
don't have to
mean,
reflect on anything. You don't have to grow. You don't have to feel the pain. You don't have to think about what you want to do
exactly.
differently.
You're
You go
gonna
straight into
show
the next
up
thing.
just as bad, and that relationship's gonna be just as troubled, maybe in different ways, but like you haven't grown, you haven't like gotten to know yourself better. It's just not a good way to start anything, not a good way to end something. Just no. Just have a little bit of foresight and think about it differently. Totally agree.
Yeah, you're gonna be okay. You can survive it. It's gonna be okay.
Um, should we do like one more
Give me.
each?
I think it's silly. Let's hit some sillies. I don't even know if I have many sillies left. Do you have any light ones?
Yeah. Here's one. I mean, this is a super easy, obvious one for the season.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Pumpkin spice. And this goes hand in hand with somebody else who wrote us a few weeks ago and said, not a personality, liking fall. So this is a merging of two of our segments, hot takes and not a personality. Pumpkin spice, liking fall. Definitely there's too much of a movement around those traits and those things. Like it it's a bit much. I'm going to say that. That's how I feel. I feel attacked by it, especially pre-Labor Day. Like we're talking about fall and pumpkin spice before summer's over. Actually, summer goes into like a couple more weeks in September. It's still summer right now. So yeah, I think it's a bit much. I'm very methodical and structured about the way that I approach seasons. Like, I'm not thinking about Halloween until it's October. I'm giving Thanksgiving, it's November, and I'm not thinking about Christmas until Thanksgiving's behind us. I just like to follow those rules.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the pumpkin spice liking fall thing. Like, get your pumpkin spice, enjoy fall. I do love a jacket and a boot. Like, I fucking get it. But when it's still summer and you're bombarding me with your content about fall and pumpkin spice, keep it to yourself. I'm not ready. And we have some societal rules to uphold. It's not time yet. So it's
Okay.
more about the
Yeah.
timing than it is about the
All the
subject for
timing.
me.
That's interesting. When you describe your kind of compartmentalization, it actually reminded me a lot of the BTK killer. It was an American serial killer nicknamed Bind, Torture, Kill,
Okay.
BTK.
That's
And
I reminded you of this person.
yeah, you did. You did.
Cool.
He in an interview he shared he lived in the suburbs and had young children and had a family, and he killed and assaulted and murdered and buried all these children in his basement. And when he was arrested, his family had no idea. They genuinely had no idea. And in this interview, they were talking about like, how do you have such separation between like you have like young kids at home? He's like a great father. I think he was really involved in his church and like
Oh my
this great
God.
community man. And then he had this other life at night. And he said that what he does something called cubing, and like different facets of his life were like a cube, and he just turns the cube to
Whoa.
another facet, and there is no relationship between any of the sides of the cube. It's cubing. So I think that you are cubing
He's really good
with,
at context switching. Not me.
yeah,
Couldn't be me.
couldn't be you.
But when it comes to holidays, I guess.
He would have the same thing to say about pumpkin spice were he around today. I think
He is not putting those Christmas decorations up in his basement of dead people until Thanksgiving is over. And I do
right.
respect that. I do
Keep it
respect that about
separate.
him.
Keep it separate. That's
Yeah.
good. I don't feel that bothered by the pumpkin spice thing anymore because I feel like it already became such like a cultural phenomenon that we all commented on, and like we all got
Yes.
that it was a joke. So now when people do it, I'm kind of like, if you're genuinely posting about how you love pumpkin spice specifically now, I kind of feel like, oh, you haven't like come up maybe with something interesting to say, because like everyone already did it and we all like made it into a joke collectively also, and it's like I think it's like you're a little behind the times.
Yeah. This came and went.
But liking fall, I do like it.
Right.
Do I like it? I do like it. And I don't know. I don't think I'm too bothered by it.
Yeah. I think with the pumpkin spice thing, I guess I have to believe that somebody who's still posting like their first pumpkin spice of the season, I mean, you just
That is
must.
annoying. That is so annoying. That is so annoying.
It is annoying. I got a pumpkin spice.
Don't ever fucking post any caffeinated drink you drink ever. Why the fuck would anyone ever care? I
We're
don't
all
give a
drinking
fuck.
caffeine all day long.
We've all been to cafes that make cool latte art. Like, stop it.
Oh my
Instagram
God,
has
the
been
latte
around.
art.
It has been around for a while now. Nobody is impressed.
Caroline, love you a latte. Never heard that before, right? Yeah, it is basic. The word is basic. And listen, I'm basic about plenty of things.
It's like post basic now.
Yeah, in a post-apocalyptic basic era. I don't know, but I do have to believe, like, oh, you're still doing this even though we all decided it's basic. Like, you must really like it.
It kind of makes me think they really just really like it.
Yeah, and
which
in
is
that
like,
case,
sometimes basic things are great. They're basic for a reason. You think I'm not basic? I'm so basic.
I'm
Like,
the most basic.
sometimes, first of all, you are basic.
I'll own it. I'll own it. I make it cool.
You're classic, but I love a lot of basic stuff. I'm not hip. I'm not a hipster. I'm pretty basic.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm just also fascinating beyond belief.
Well, true. It's better if you can do both. It is better if you can do both. Yeah, speaking of pumpkin spice, also, I bought this cold foam. Okay. This is pivoting back to a previous episode when we talked about cold foam, which Caroline called cold cream for like 5 minutes.
Dunkin' Donuts cold foam, and Abby refused to edit very good sound bites I gave her to edit back in.
Yeah. So the consensus was that cold foam that you can get at Dunkin' or Starbucks, they top iced coffees with it, and both of us really enjoy getting that. But it's just whipped cream. It comes from a whipped cream container.
Fuckers. It's just whipped cream.
It might have a little less sugar.
It's whipped bad cream.
It's bad whipped cream. So I was at Target yesterday, the day before, and I was buying iced coffee. I get like these big jugs of cold brew that are like pre-made, and I buy like 3 for the week, and I just have it in my apartment, and I house it. And I was like, I would like a new type of creamer.
Wait, is housing it? Does that mean you keep it in your house, or does that mean you're like chugging it?
Both. Okay. I meant chugging, but I like that it had the dual meaning there. Yeah. I house it. It's in my house. And then it's in my body. I give it a home.
Fucking housing it.
I adopt it. Like I would give a dog a home. I adopt it, and then my body adopts it.
I couldn't remember if that was a saying or not. It is a saying. You house. Yeah, I house that. You house it. Okay.
I mean, I run through so many of these cold brew containers in a week. It's like actually repulsive, but I wanted a new type of creamer or something. And so I was looking at what they had, and they had these cold foam, like whipped cream cans that you can buy for your house instead of just getting it at Dunkin' or Starbucks.
Because it's just regular whipped cream and they already sell it. So they just have to change the label.
Capitalism, and like you can get everything everywhere. So I was like, ooh, okay, maybe I'll actually get one of these now that I know that this is all it is. I don't have to spend that money at Starbucks every day. And I did get one that is, first of all, it's oat. I know that on our last episode, I was like, is it made of oats? And you were like, no. They had an oat one because I'm an oat milk girly, which so they had I'm basic.
Option. Okay, but you're not saying the default is oat?
No, they had both options.
Okay.
And I did get the pumpkin spice one. So the foam has the pumpkin spice flavor in it. It's delightful.
That sounds really nice.
Would recommend, go to Target. I think it's like the Target brand, Good and Gather. This is my non-sponsored recommendation, basic girl recommendation for the week, just to make.
You have amazing recommendations. I've bought almost every product you've ever mentioned on here. I went out and bought self-tanner. I'm self-tanning now.
That's huge.
Yeah. No, you're a great influencer. I really trust. That's what a real influencer is. That like I trust your recommendation. I know it's gonna be good, so I'll get that cream.
I appreciate. Yeah. Do you have any more hot takes you want to throw in? Do you feel like we're done? Like, what's the vibe?
I feel like we could be done. I don't think I have anything light to say. Somebody here, we'll do this one. Somebody wrote in, I fucking love this so much. First of all, can I read their Instagram handle because it makes me laugh?
Yeah, sure.
It just says Kate Crab.
Oh, I feel like I've talked to that person
I think that's
before.
fun. I think that's
Hi,
fun. Okay,
Kate Crab.
Kate Crab wrote, okay, it's a movie called Swiss Army Man.
What?
Is that a real movie? I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
I've I actually remember seeing this and
Don't
I
look it up. Don't
just
look it up though. Should we look it
it
up or should
went
we not look
in
it
one
up?
year out the other. Well, why
Yeah.
don't you give a take about it and I'll look it up just to
I
like,
guess I kind of just wanted to hear what you think a Swiss Army Man would be. Obviously,
oh,
I'm immediately thinking about appendages and things that could flip up and out and tuck away.
yeah, I'm thinking that like an alternate name for the movie could have been Jack of all trades. Like
That's
that's
good.
that's what I'm thinking that
She's a marketer.
means. Thank
Okay.
you.
I was thinking more like very body centric stuff.
Okay.
I guess I'm thinking about Cox.
Oh, sure. Well, that goes in a whole different direction and I'm not opposed. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking that. I will be
Okay,
honest.
I think I'm thinking about Cox. I also sometimes I don't want to say stuff like that on the podcast and I get very coy and I think it's clear what I'm saying and then I listen back to the recording and I realize it's not clear what I'm talking about. So from now on I will just say I'm thinking about
That
Cox.
did happen a couple episodes ago where it was when you were describing
It's about sexual stuff. I some
yeah,
for some reason I don't mind talking about certain sexual things, but other stuff I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know.
you were talking about Justin feeling really small and far from you and I
Yeah,
didn't know until we were like 2 minutes into that description that you were talking about
him
during.
going down on me. Yeah.
Yes, I thought we
Yes,
were just talking
I
about like
always
laying on the bed next to each other. Yeah.
I always think it's clear, but it's then I listen to the podcast and it's not clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this time we're saying Cox.
This
So
time I'm thinking about Cox flipping in and out, I guess. Like
how does
flipping
it make
out.
you feel that Daniel Radcliffe is one of the leads in this movie?
Wait, maybe I saw this movie.
I definitely haven't, but I just
I
looked
think
it up.
is this when he's a corpse? Is this when
Yes.
he plays a corpse? I saw this movie.
Okay.
Okay. It
And
obviously didn't leave that much of an
Cox?
impression. So he is yeah, I didn't like this movie at all. I didn't like it. I did not like that movie. I stand by Cox, I guess. I think.
He does do a lot of like, what didn't he have that whole stint on Broadway where he did, or maybe off Broadway where
Equus, what was
he
it
did
called?
the naked?
Equine. He was
Yes,
a
the
naked
horse.
boy. It's a horse boy.
Exactly. So
Having sex.
Cox
Was he having sex with a horse, or was he just naked with a horse?
is a good question. I thought he was both. I thought he was one of those like centaurs, but then it wouldn't be that big a deal that he was naked.
No, I don't think he was the horse. Was he?
I don't know. I think I just wanted to talk about centaurs because I kind of think that centaurs are hot and like
Yeah, for sure.
that's a thing
Yeah,
that I haven't come
totally.
forward with yet.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for coming out about that. Say
Yeah.
more. Say I immediate cosign. We say defend
Okay.
it.
Well, I think it's just something about like first of all they're very hairy. I
Oh,
do
interesting.
like hairy men in general. Second of all, they are like strong and like they have 4 feet planted on the ground with their hooves. Like they're very grounded.
This is none of what I thought you were gonna say. Wait, what? 4 feet planted on the ground.
4 feet
None
planted.
of this tippy toeing around.
They're not going
Yeah.
anywhere. Well, they are because they can run.
That is wild. That is wild. I was gonna say I feel like people are into centaurs. I don't really think about centaurs, but I can see it's definitely you're not alone in this. People
Yeah.
definitely are into people definitely sexualize centaurs. I feel like anytime they're like in a painting, it's very sexually charged.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's people's like it's like the average housewives accept more acceptable way of getting on their like equine fantasies. They're like, oh, but he has the mind and the upper
Of a
body of a
man.
man, but the
Yeah,
cock of a horse. Yeah,
that's possible. The
I will
other,
say I'm not. I don't really spend time thinking about centaurs.
I'm not thinking about them a lot, but whenever they come across my
You're
radar,
wet. Yeah.
I spend some time there. I'm like, oh, gotta cancel my plans. A centaur just scurried past and I have to process what I'm feeling around that. I don't know. There's also something to like I know that there's a big merman like contingency, people really being
So
into mer
funny.
people. And I
I don't
think
get that one. I don't get that one.
well, so something I just saw online about that made it make more sense to me was like especially queer and trans people really feel seen by mer people because their bottom half of their body, their genitalia is not relevant. They're fish on
Yeah.
bottom and then they're whoever they are up top.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I kind of liked that description of it. I feel like centaurs, maybe it's similar because it's like animal on bottom, but I mean horses have really big dicks, so we're
Yeah.
back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I permit it all. I don't have that much more to say about it.
Yeah,
Although
that,
I do wonder how they would access you exactly. What's the best,
what
like
do you
the
mean?
hooves? There's a lot of legs in the way.
Okay, so you're talking about sex again, but not being clear.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
joking.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
How would they access? Well, yeah, then we get back to like the whole
Having
animal
sex with a
human
horse.
sex,
Yeah.
which like
I'm not
we
trying to
keep
do
coming
it.
back to it.
I think we did enough for today.
Yeah, this is a lot, and we thank everyone. I can wrap us up. Okay. This has been Not for Everyone. Thanks for being here. You can find us on Instagram at Not For Everyone Pod. That's not the number 4 Everyone Pod. If Caroline's ever told you what the Instagram handle is, don't
It's
believe
probably
her.
been wrong. Wait, in the last episode, when I was listening to the last episode, I also said the name of the podcast wrong. In the outro, I said, "This has been Not For Everybody." That is not our podcast. That
But
is not our
we're getting
podcast.
casual with it. It's just a part of the lingo, and so you can make it your own. I thought that was beautiful. No, but seriously, if you want to find us, that's the right place to find us. You can find Caroline on YouTube, Caroline Winkler, or The Good Sitter on Instagram. I'm JZ DeBakey on Instagram. Also subscribe to us on YouTube, watch our videos, leave us comments. I be
There's a
posting
lot of
YouTube shorts.
yes. There's
Support
also
us.
a lot. There's
Like,
a lot
what
of
the fuck are you doing?
so there's a lot of extra content in the YouTube videos. We leave in all this most of the stuff that we edit out, unless it's something I say that cannot be allowed to be put on the air, which does
Right.
happen. But there's a lot of extra content in the YouTube videos. If you watch the full episode YouTube videos, Jay is putting out some hot fucking YouTube shorts, reels. And also wanted to call out that this entire episode was edited and produced by none other than Abby Newhouse, who's
She's
now
a
our
prince.
producer. She's a princess. Fuck.
Prince producer. Couldn't do it without her. Yeah, it makes it so that I don't have to listen to myself as frequently every week, and that is a blessing. Sorry that you had to, but thanks for doing it. We'll see you. We'll talk to you next time. Whatever. Bye.
Bye.